Good morning, everybody. Thank you for joining me at Yoga with Joan Bossy on YouTube. This is Yoda, my little buddy, who's joining me. We have the fireplace on because it's a little cold. A nor'easter is coming in, even though it's springtime, blowing in some colder air and some rain. So we're having that right now. So today, along with practicing a nice strong body through yoga and the asanas, we're going to practice a steady mind. And I've been reading in Yoga Journal, this issue is called The Power of Mindfulness, about cultivating a steady mind. And many people don't know this, but the asanas, or the positions that we do in yoga, is just a small part of yoga. In the Yoga Sutra, a book by the philosophers of a way to come and live a better life, asanas are just one part of yoga. So the niyamas and the yamas can get lost with the asanas. And what are the niyamas and the yamas? Well, I'll read from here. It says, in the Yoga Sutra, philosophers outline an 8-limbed step-by-step path for purifying the body and the mind. The first 2 steps, even before the physical postures, called asanas, are ethical principles to guide how we relate to other people and how we take care of ourselves. They're called the yamas, which are the social restraints, and the niyamas, or the self-disciplines. The 5 yamas ask practitioners to avoid violence, lying, stealing, wasting energy, and possessiveness, while the 5 niyamas ask us to embrace cleanliness and contentment, to purify ourselves through heat, to continually observe our habits, and to surrender to something greater than ourselves. So in this article, they take 10 of the yamas, or the social restraints, and they give you a mudra or a hand position for each one, along with an asana, a position, and a meditation on that social restraint called a yama. So today I'm going to take 3 of those and we're going to practice a steady mind. So let's get started. Come to a comfortable seated position and we'll warm up. Bringing our hands into Anjali Mudra, pushing our hands into each other, crown of the head reaching up, and we'll take a few breaths here. Taking a deep breath in and holding at the top. Exhaling nice and long, holding at the bottom, and then inhaling again. Holding at the top, exhaling. Holding at the bottom and inhaling last time. And then we'll let our breath return to normal, having a soft gaze down or closing your eyes. And just feel the breath moving in and out of your body. You can put your hands on your knees, relaxing down. And before we begin, just noticing how your physical body feels today. From the crown of your head to the tips of your toes. And just notice it's different every day. And just notice your mind. Is it thinking of many things, or is it focusing and calming down? Just notice. And setting our intention today, may yoga today steady your mind as well as your body on and off the mat. And we'll let our eyes float open. We'll inhale, we'll warm up, inhaling up, exhaling the hands together and down. And then we'll bring our arms up one more time, dropping the right arm, reaching over with the left. And we'll bring some movement back and forth, and then hold. Coming back down, coming up again, inhaling. And this time dropping the left arm down as we come over with the right, bringing some movement to that joint. And then holding. Good, letting that arm come down. We'll bring the arms out in front, reaching, maybe crawling the fingers out, any amount. Letting the head and the shoulders just drop down, relaxing down. Continuing to breathe. And walking ourselves back up, bringing our hands to our knees as we rotate to the left a few times. Warming up that torso. And then we'll go the other direction. Really feeling the waist and the hips as we come around, noticing the sensations. And then coming to stillness, letting the arms come out to the sides, thumbs up. We'll pulse back a few times, lifting the chest. And then drawing the hands together, letting the palms come away from us, reaching up. And exhaling down. Good. And we'll bring in some cat-cows. Hands come to the knees as we inhale the chest up. And looking up, exhaling, rounding that spine. Chin comes to the chest. And moving through cat and cow. On your own, timing your breaths. Maybe staying in cat or cow a little longer if that feels good for you. We'll take one more round. Good. Coming back, we'll come to our hands and knees. Hands pushing into the floor, about shoulder width apart. As we drop that belly, reach up for our cow on our hands and knees, and then our cat as we exhale, chin pulls towards the chest. And taking a couple more on your own. Really feeling your movements, tuning into your breath. Beautiful. Sending those hands forward. We'll push back into a nice child's pose. Head comes towards the mat. Maybe a little rock from side to side or some stillness. I invite you to take what you need today. Beautiful. And we'll come back up, getting ready for our first downward dog. So pushing into all four fingers and thumb, a little more with the index and thumb as we turn the toes under, pushing those hips high into our downward dog. Heels reaching back towards the floor. Adding some movement, inviting you to do that. If you'd like, you can bend one knee and then the other. Stretching out those calf muscles. And then taking a little bit of stillness, sending that chest downward. Maybe the knees are very bent. You don't have to look exactly like I do. All bodies are different. Any amount of stretch, as long as you feel it is perfect. And then we'll bend the knees on the next inhale, walking towards the front of the mat. Hands can come to the shins or the thighs for a flat back. Inhale. Exhale, down, forward fold. And we rise, rooting the feet down, reaching up with the arms. Exhaling the hands together and down. Beautiful. We'll take a side stretch here. Right arm comes up, reaches overhead, and left arm reaches out and overhead. Beautiful. Hands can come to the heart. Couple breaths here. Really feeling the strength of your feet on the ground, chest reaching up. Beautiful. And we'll take a flow, bending the knees, reaching up. Exhaling, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale down, and we'll send those feet back into a plank, and hips can be high or knees can be down to modify. Inhaling and exhale slowly down to the mat. Hands come to the side ribs as we peel that chest up. Inhale and pushing back into a child's pose. Beautiful. Good. Coming to our downward dog again, turning those toes under. We'll get ready for our first position, our first Yama. We'll inhale the right leg up, straight, bending that knee, opening up that hip. And on your next inhale, we'll straighten that leg, exhaling it through to warrior one. So the back leg turns out about 30 degrees. Long back, straight leg, coming into warrior one, hips are forward, arms reach up, reaching out of the waist, steady gaze. And we're gonna come into our first hand gesture here, our first hand mudra. So arms come down, and we're gonna come into lotus with our hands. So the hands are together, pinky fingers and thumbs, and the fingers are opening up like a lotus flower on the top of the water. You know those lily pads with the white flowers? And our first Yama that we're going to think about is the lotus. Well, we're going to think about the lotus flower first and how it rises above the muddy waters. And we're going to think about how it represents living in the moment. We'll take a few breaths here. And what the lotus flower represents is non-harming. It's blossoming and it's giving out to all things. So in our first pose, we're going to think about non-harming, or ahimsa, it's called, non-harm. And as we meditate on this with our lotus flower, we think about we can come out of those muddy waters and we can blossom and be at peace, and not to come out of greed and come out of the muddy waters of holding on to possessiveness and anything that causes us to lash out at other human beings and cause them harm with our words or our physical actions. So really staying at peace like the lotus flower. So our hand gesture is the lotus flower. Our Yama is what we said is, now I can't remember, our first ahimsa is non-harming. And the words for non-harming: may all creatures everywhere be at peace or feel the feeling of ease. And to say that in Sanskrit, it's loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. So, sending peace to all beings out there. All creatures and beings out there everywhere. May you be at ease. So, conducting myself in a way that I'm not harming anything. So, this one's explained. We're going to head into our second, coming into crescent lunge. So you can move your foot over a little to the front, coming to the ball of the back foot, reaching up into the beautiful crescent lunge, coming into the hand gesture for the next Yama, which is truthfulness, and working on not lying and staying truthful, living your best authentic life. So we'll invoke the goddess of the what is it called? This hand gesture is just your index fingers together and all your other fingers are wrapped around. And this is the goddess pose that represents living your authentic life. So we can inhale up and exhale down. Inhale up, exhale down. And we'll inhale up and exhale down. So the meditation to go along with this beautiful hand gesture is to think about being who you really are and being truthful to yourself and living that type of life. Take another breath here. And then we'll go into our final pose today, which is Warrior Three. So we'll bring our weight to our right foot, coming to the toe of the other foot, creating the next and last hand gesture, which is our abundance. It's Hasta, the hand gesture of abundance, bringing your hands together, but open. And coming to Warrior Three, foot can be flexed, and you could take the full expression and stay here and breathe. Focusing on I have enough is the next meditation. Or you could drop the foot down and come to this meditation here. I have enough. And this Yama is non-stealing. So really practicing, focusing on what we have and how the good things that we have so that we do not want to take anything from others. We want to be grateful for what we have. So coming into Warrior Three with the hand gesture, Hasta hand gesture of abundance. And I have enough. Beautiful. And then we'll come to the forward on our mat, inhaling up. We'll take a flow, exhale down, inhale, and exhale down. Feet come across as we come to plank, exhaling down. Hands come to the side, ribs to cobra. Inhale and exhale back. And as we come into child's pose, thinking about the three yamas of truthfulness, non-harming, and being grateful for what we have on and off the mat. And we'll take the other side, coming up into downward dog, lifting on the next inhale your left leg out, bending that knee. If that feels good to you, I invite you to open up that hip. And on your next breath, straightening the leg on the inhale, exhaling that foot through, coming to Warrior One on the left. Coming to our beautiful hand gesture of the lotus. May all beings everywhere have a feeling of ease and contentment. May I live my life so that I do not harm others or creatures of any sort. I am at peace. I am full of love and peace like the lotus flower. And you're really using that body here, bending your knee as much as you want here. And last breath here. And we'll transition into our beautiful crescent lunge. Inhaling up. And coming into our hand gesture, hands come together, except for the index finger, which is like a sword, cutting through any inauthentic part of us. So living our authentic self. This is a powerful pose. And saying the mantra Sat Nam 3 times to yourself, which means I am truth, Sat Nam. I am truthful, I am authentic. To Take another breath. You can inhale your arms up and exhale them down. Satnam. I am living my truth. And we'll transition to our warrior three. So bringing our weight to our left foot, cupping our hands together in the Hasta Mudra of abundance. And transitioning, you can stay here, you can transition to that beautiful warrior three with the heart open. You're giving, you're receiving, you're really focusing on abundance. Not what you're lacking, not having to steal anything from anyone else, anyone's power or light, because your light, you've been given so much abundance in your life. So you can stay here, take another 2 breaths, focusing on that light that you have. So that satya, that asteya, non-stealing, asteya. That's that yama. And we'll take one more. Take flight and come down. Coming back to the front of your mat again. We'll take a flow. Inhale up. Exhale. Forward fold. Inhale. Exhale down. Coming to that beautiful plank. Knees, I invite you to have your knees down if you like. Inhaling here. Exhaling down. Inhaling to cobra or upward dog. Exhaling back to your beautiful child's pose. And you can absolutely take embryo here if your shoulders are cranky. Coming, your palms up alongside your body. Head down on the mat or coming down towards the mat and breathing. From here, we find downward dog. Stretching out that back, moving those feet. We'll run through the poses one more time. Inhaling the right leg up. Exhaling through. Coming into your warrior one. Lotus flower. Loka. Somasta, Sukhi no Bhavantu. May all beings everywhere have a beautiful feeling of ease. I can live my life in this way, that I can be there to treat all creatures and human beings and the environment in the best way possible. Another breath here. And we'll transition to that crescent lunge, coming to the ball of the left foot as we reach up and bring our hand gesture, arms, hands, fingers wrap around each other, except for the index finger, which is the sword. Inhaling up of the beautiful goddess that represents abundance, the hero, the warrior. Inhale up. Exhale down. Truthfulness. I can live an authentic life. I can be myself. And one more time. And coming to our warrior three, our final pose. Coming to the weight to the right leg. Cupping our hands in our beautiful abundance mudra. I can live grateful for what I have. I do not need anything else from other people. I can't. So non-stealing. Beautiful. And if being right here is better, that's fine too. Coming back to the front of your mat. Inhaling up. Exhaling, forward fold. Inhale. Exhale. To plank. And inhale. Exhale to chaturanga. Inhaling to upward dog or cobra. And finding your beautiful child's pose. Stretching those arms out. Relaxing the face down. Breathing here. From here, finding our table, transitioning with the toes turning under, downward dog. And we'll lift the left leg this time, inhale it up, exhaling it through, coming into our warrior one with the hips are forward, heart is lifted as we come into our lotus flower. Focusing on sending peace to all beings everywhere and ourselves. The Yama of non-harming. We can live our life on and off the mat with a non-harming attitude. Loka somasta sukhino bhavantu is a beautiful Sanskrit phrase for I send loving thoughts out to all beings everywhere. May they live with ease. We'll transition to crescent lunge, turning the back foot onto the ball of the right foot. Arms reach up in a beautiful crescent lunge. Hands come together. Save the index finger. Inhale up. And exhale down as we focus on our truthfulness, our authenticity. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. And exhale down. I can live my life authentically. I can be open to saying my truth. Beautiful. We'll transition to our warrior three, bringing the weight to our left foot, cupping our hands in the Hastra mudra of abundance, lifting the back leg, heel flexed. I can live my life in a non-stealing way. I am grateful for what I have and what I own. I do not need to take from anyone else's light. I am light, I am love myself. And I am here to give and receive love. Beautiful. And coming to the front of your mat, wherever you are, one hand on one hand or palms together at Anjali Mudra as you take a couple breaths here, feeling the energy and power from the three beautiful warrior poses and crescent lunge pose. Beautiful. And we'll cool down, taking a wide step out. Feet are parallel as we take a fold, inhaling up, exhaling down, crown of the head, searching for the floor. Nice deep forward fold for focus and concentration. One more breath. Beautiful. We'll walk the fingers out, inhaling to a halfway lift. Exhale, hands come to the waist and up as we heel toe the feet in or jump the feet in. We'll come down through garland pose, taking a squat pose here. Elbows opening up those inner thighs as we breathe. Heart is lifted. Relax the face and the jaw. Feeling your light shine up through your heart. And coming down onto the mat. Stretching out the shoulders, up and back. A few times. And forward. A few times. And sitting tall. Hands come together. As we take a few breaths to close here. Closing our eyes, shutting down. Maybe arms can come to the knees. As we relax, breathing here. Knowing that our 3 yamas, non-stealing, non-lying, being truthful, and non-harming, are a beautiful way to live for the body and mind. So we'll open the eyes, bringing the arms up and out. Inhale. Exhaling the hands together and down. Thank you so much for joining me for yoga for the mind and body. I hope to see you again at Yoga with Joan Bossy. Namaste. And thank you so much for joining me today. Have a great day. Bye. Yes, I'm all done. Yeah, I'm all done. Yeah, maybe it stopped raining outside. We'll go see.